Hey everyone, this is Pete. Welcome back to Final Fantasy, where last time we reached the Marsh Cave. We're in search of the crown to restore the king's castle, which was apparently ruined by the dark elf Astos. So, without further ado, let us dive into the Marsh Cave. And there are lots of bats who say Kiki! Right. This is a proper dungeon with lots of levels and different routes you can take and all sorts of things, so this is really sort of the first really significant dungeon challenge in the game. Do I want to go down yet? Or do I want to check the other direction? Let's check the other direction. Zombies! Why? This seems like an ideal opportunity to use the Dia spell. Dia meaning sun in Portuguese and Spanish, as we learned last time. Meanwhile, Sam can punch with his Fist of Fury. Not a huge amount of damage, but it did damage all of them, I suppose, so better than nothing. There are higher level versions of the Dia spell the further you go in the game, so its main benefit at the minute is that it can hit an entire group of enemies. Shadow! You look undead. How about some fire for you? Smack. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of damage for this point in the game. Even the fighter isn't matching it. But Pierre does have a pretty shit weapon compared to what he could have at this point. Right, so that's the way back out. And down this way we have a dead end. And a room with the ladder down. What's here? Another way down. Oh, I remember this place now. It's quite complicated, and you don't have a map, so you know you just have to figure things out for yourself as you go. So nothing in there. What about in here? No, that's the way back up again. So that's just a big room with 3 doors in it. Green slime! Oh no! Are you strong against physical? I think you might be. So let's try fire. Yes, you are strong against physical. Even the punches of fury. You look like you might be weak against fire, though. Let's just try the other elements, just to make sure. Ooh. Maybe you're weak against ice. You can just drink an antidote. You can just defend, because you're not going to be useful, are you? Let's try lightning, just to make sure. Ow! No, okay, so ice is the way to go. Blizzard! Ice. Ice! Very ice! Stop attacking, there's no point. You can cure Sam though. Lovely job. Right. One feature that was added in the PS1 version, I think, was this bestiary here. So you can look through stuff that you've fought how many of them you've killed to date. And then I think you can look up information on them as well. There we go. So here's the green slime we just fought. So we've beaten 4 of them so far. They've got 24 hit points, an attack of 1 and an accuracy of 1. So most of their damage comes from the fact that they can poison you. They have defense 255, which is how their physical resistance is implemented. Agility 0, intelligence 3, magic defense 36. So they do have a little bit of magic resistance, but not very much. And their weakness is fire or ice, and they're resistant to everything else. So this is a very helpful little system in here, because it means you can check things that you would have had to just work out sort of intuitively beforehand. So here we can see that yes, we can use either fire or ice spells on green slimes, which is nice. Alright, let's continue looking around. Scorpions! You look dangerous. So you can go to sleep. Ow! You're very dangerous. Missed. Good job. But old Fist of Fury down there does his job beautifully as usual. Right. You're not being super helpful, so you can cure him. You can punch like you've never punched before. And you can cure him. And you can temper Pierre. There we go. Oh no! No! But none of those are going to help now, are they? Shit. Well, Tim falls further behind in the experience, like 225 experience as well. That's painful. Painful! I have nothing to revive him with either. Oh no. Well, someone's poisoned as well. Because of course they are. Right, well, I guess we're going back to Elfheim then. Because I don't really want to be one man down for any protracted period of time. And I know we're going to get into a few fights here on the world map, but we're going to have to deal with them. I'll do them anyway, because they're a means of getting money, if nothing else, so... Ow! Alright, so... So I guess for the minute, we need to maybe get Tim some better armor. And also stock up on antidotes and Phoenix Downs. Maybe get Pierre a better weapon as well. Because he's sucking a bit too much for a fighter. Oh, who's poisoned? Stop getting poisoned, everybody. Please. And thus, Tim falls further and further behind. Poor old Tim. He can suffer a bit. He has a pretty good life in reality, so it's only fitting that he gets to suffer in a video game. Tim is one of the more affluent of my real-life friends. He has a very nice apartment, a nice computer, TV, VR setup, and all that sort of thing. So, you know, he can spend a bit of time lying on the floor in Final Fantasy. Also, he doesn't like Final Fantasy because he thinks they're all Final Fantasy 7 and 8, which are very different from each other in their own right as well. But don't get me started. Oh, come on. Oh no, Sam's dead as well. I think maybe just for the sake of... Stop it! Let's just run. Stop hitting me! And you both failed to run. Brilliant! What do I pay you for? Well, I guess we're killing these guys then. Nice crit. Good start. Now just hack your way through them one at a time, very slowly. Oh, Mage Hammer good enough to take down a wolf in one hit. That's good. Tom Strike! So I mentioned a couple of times previously that this PSP port is based on the easy mode from the PS1 version. As you can see, it's still not necessarily what I'd call easy in comparison to some modern RPGs. The main difference is that you just level up and get Gil a bit more quickly. And so you can progress a bit faster. Which is nice. Although we're about to spend a whole bunch of that. 200 gil. I could have spent that on exciting things. Right. So, let's see what we can do weapons-wise for Pierre. Get Miss Saber. Actually, that mace is more damage. Oh, but the Saber has accuracy, which means he'll probably do some more hits with it. Alright, let's get Miss Saber. And then sell that nunchuck from 94 gil. And a scimitar for 80 gil. Right. What about... Can we afford another copper ring? Can't remember how much they cost. 800. Yeah, let's get one of those for Tim. Just to make sure he's a little bit more protected. And then he can sell his clothes for 4 gil. And then the rest of our money we can spend on... You don't sell Phoenix Downs. That's annoying. Oh well, let's get some antidotes then. 5 of them for now. And maybe a few potions as well. There we go. Alright, so no means of resurrecting, but hopefully people shouldn't be dying quite as much now, because Pierre will be doing more damage, and Tim will be taking less damage. So, let's just save there. And head on over back to the Marsh Cave. Oh, whoops. Before we head on back to the Marsh Cave, we should probably have a quick rest at the inn. Oh, you dickhead. I haven't got enough money to resurrect him now. Fuck. Well, let's hope these cobras provide enough income to fund a stay at the inn and a resurrection. $100 gil. Better than nothing. Right. So. I realised I could have reloaded, but, you know. I'm going to try and minimise doing that. I don't think that leaves me with enough money to stay at the inn, unfortunately. So maybe we just have a quick fight just outside of town. Using the time-honoured walk back and forth until something attacks you technique. $50 perfect. Right. A bed, please. Thank you. Jesus Christ, you guys look like shit. But now we're all better. A new day of adventuring awaits. Hurrah! Right. After that little diversion, let's try again. Punch! Get him, Tom. Nice. Mage Hammer not really up to snuff anymore. Not against those things anyway. 351 gil. And I was struggling for money. Get out of here, ogres. You don't scare me. Critical hit from Tim. Tim stab. Oh, Mage Hammer really not cutting it anymore. Or squashing it, whatever. The hammer isn't a cutting weapon, it's not a slicing weapon, it does blunt damage actually. Yeah, whatever. That doesn't matter in this game. It does physical damage in Final Fantasy games. I think there are a couple that use different damage types. Final Fantasy 2, if I remember rightly, has different... It certainly has different skill ratings for the different weapons you can use. I'm not sure if that actually counts them as different damage types, though. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That is a story for another day, of course. And loads of money from this. Whoops! Sleepy wolves. Punchy wolves. I feel like Pierre's underperforming a bit. I think it is just that he's got a crap weapon. If I remember rightly, the good weapons back in Provoker were about 800, suggesting that they're quite a bit better than the saber that I just bought him. We'll have a look when we go back there. Oh no, wrong way. That'll do. Acceptable. Killing a spider in one hit is definitely acceptable. One attack, I should say, because it is multiple hits he's doing. Ah! Death by 2 damage. Death by 2 damage from a black mage. I think that might be even more embarrassing than death by a white mage. Black mage doesn't even feel you're worth wasting spells on. Right, let's do the werewolf first, because they do poison, which is irritating. Hit, 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 hit. Nice. Ooh, lovely big hit from Sam there. Alright, nicely done. Alright, back into the stinky, sweaty marsh. That's a pretty battle background. Well, not pretty is probably the wrong word for it, but a well-drawn battle background. I really like the look of this version. I mean, I like the look of the WonderSwan colour-based versions, like the PS1 game as well. But there's something really, really pleasing about the whole aesthetic of this PSP version. It really makes me happy to look at. It's a lovely example of nice quality pixel art. Which is something that I'm very much in favour of. Always like a bit of nice pixel art. Right, took us a while, but we're back here. Treasure! 680 gil from the chest! Hooray! Was it worth the trouble? Probably not. Is there nothing else down here? Or anything in there? More treasure. Broadsword! Ooh. Yes, please. Now I don't have to buy one back in Provoker. There we go. Lovely. What about in here? The chest is empty. I don't remember opening that one. I can't remember if it's this one or one of the later games that had linked chests. So that if you opened one of the chests in a particular part of the game, a chest elsewhere would already be open when you find it. I can't remember. I'm sure I remember reading that somewhere. Right, so these things really aren't much of a threat. So if we just keep defending, and Tim will just gradually set fire to all of them. Nice. I don't know if defend makes you more resistant to status effects like poison and stuff. It'd be nice if it does, but I don't think it does. What about through here? Oh, way down. Oh well, let's keep going. Now we're here. More treasure! Grey ooze. How are you different from green ooze, you may ask? You're probably stronger. Let's use fire. Oh no, you can be damaged by physical attacks. Well, that makes you easier to deal with. That broadsword looks so meaty, it's great. Level ups. Let's just have a look at what they have. Grey ooze. Yeah, so they've got defense of 7, so they're not physically resistant. Their magic defense is a bit higher than the green ooze. And they're weak against lightning. Right. Okay, so next time we come across those, out with the lightning spells. Phoenix down! So now if someone carks it, I can resurrect them. Cottage. That's something you can rest in. Copper armlet. Well, now I regret buying another one. I should have just kept going, shouldn't I? Because I could have got the Phoenix down from in this dungeon. And just carried on. But no. Oh well, never mind. It's done now. Alright, you guys don't need to attack. You can use fire. Ah! Poison! No more poison. Definitely no more poison. Right, so there's nothing in there. What about down here? This door has been bound by the Mystic Key. Well, all the interesting looking doors are bound by the Mystic Key, aren't they? I think we actually get the Mystic Key quite soon now. I think it's when you finish the whole sort of elf quest line. You get it there, if I remember rightly. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. It's been a while since I played this. Oh, Thunderspell not enough to finish him off, unfortunately. I have some potions. I always found myself wondering what a potion would taste like. This is also bound by the Mystic Key. Well, that's no fun, is it? Bet there's nothing in there, just to troll you. I don't think that's true. Ooh, that's a lot of spiders. But we do have the initiative, so let's take advantage of that. You can get rid of the slime. Suddenly it all looks less dangerous, doesn't it? Missed. You suck. Just a little nick by Tim and then a punch in the face from Sam. Love it. Treasure? No. Gargoyles? What the fuck? Oh yes, I was just about to say, I remember these things being surprisingly tough. So we better be a bit more careful. That said, only doing 3 damage to Pierre, so... Could be worse. Nicely done. We are romping through this. Right. Anything else interesting to look at? I think we might have possibly been around the whole area now. Many skeletons. We can give them a bit of hot deer action. And can you put a skeleton to sleep? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, that worked. Apparently you cannot put this skeleton to sleep. Well, this skeleton is also quite tough. Not tough enough, though. More treasure. More gil. Very helpful. Anything else? Nothing there. Nothing there. So with them having relatively low hit points, in theory you could kill them with just physical attacks. So if you were doing a run through where you didn't have any mages, which some people choose to do, yeah, you could deal with them. But yeah, the reason why fighter something white mage, black mage is kind of the classic lineup is because you've got all bases covered. So you can deal with enemies who have physical resistance. You can deal with enemies who have magic resistance. You can cure yourself. You can get rid of antidotes. Or poison, I should say. And you can set fire to things. You defend, and you finish him off with some fire, as usual. Nice. Was that where I went down? Yes, it was. I was remembering the bit from the previous floor as the layout of that floor below. That's why I was getting confused. Okay, so... how do I get out of this hellhole? Get me out of this hellhole. I think this whole direction is kind of a bit of a red herring, from what I remember. Well, it's not really a red herring because there's a bunch of cool treasures down there, but I think the way you actually want to go is the upper route. And so if you wanted to, you could always come back here later, particularly once you got the Mystic Key, because there's those several doors that we couldn't open up because they need the Mystic Key. So we're going to have to come back here at some point anyway if we want all the goodies. Right, so this is a completely different part of Marsh Cave. I think Tim can use that. Yes, he can. Not that it's that much help, but, you know, every little helps sometimes. Nice. One round clear is always satisfying. Ow! Let's see if we can do it again. Not with paralysis entering the picture. Oh no, I was just going in there, wasn't I? And it's an empty chest. Shit. What about in here? on stuff. So yeah, I think it may be this game that has the linked chest. So a lot of these chests we come across we haven't seen before, but they're already open. And like I say, that's because they're connected to another chest somewhere else in the game, not necessarily in the same dungeon. Not entirely sure why they did that. I think it was probably a practical thing for memory constraints, so they could basically store two blocks of chest data in one memory block, if you like. Or perhaps it was just a means of controlling the items that you got, so you didn't end up with lots of duplicates of the same item. So items that were supposed to be unique really were unique. I don't know. One of the many mysteries of this game. Could you unparalyze yourself? That would be great. That's fine. You just sit down and have a rest. We'll do all the work. That's good too. What am I missing? Maybe it was the other way. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's look around here a bit more carefully. So, nothing in there. Oh, why must you keep assaulting me when I'm trying to investigate things? Stop that. Keep doing that, though. Nothing up there. Enough with the paralysis! Jesus Christ. Eight hits? Unacceptable. Eight hits for 1 damage, admittedly, so not too much of a problem. Alright, let's heal up a little bit. So nothing else down there. That's the stairs back up. So it's not that way. Is it this way? Not that way. Not that way. Nothing there. I think it must be the other way then. How very confusing. It's strange what you remember and what you forget. I remember quite a bit of this game, but then there's sort of specifics like this dungeon that I forget. Like, the only thing I remember about this dungeon is it's quite notorious of being a bit of a difficulty spike compared to what you've had previously in the game. And I guess at least part of that is down to its layout. You're having to figure out what's going on with getting around. How you actually get where you're supposed to be going. Or indeed where the hell you're supposed to be going at all. Right, so nothing up there. That's just a bit down at the side. That's an empty chest. Yeah, it must be the other way then, because there's nothing else in this area. Oh well, back we go. I do apologise, everybody. One thing I'm going to do with this walkthrough is I'm going to try and minimise walkthrough usage as much as possible. Because although there's some value to doing that, because it allows you to discover certain things that you might not otherwise come across. I also like discovering things for myself. Particularly in the instances of the games that I either haven't finished or haven't played at all previously. So when I come to something like Final Fantasy V, for example, which I've only played a few hours of in the past, it's going to be much more exciting and interesting if I can experience that game sort of for the first time when I encounter new stuff. Nothing in there. I think this is a Mystic Key door, isn't it? Not bad, everybody. Let's finish him off now. Nice. What a way to go. This door is locked by the Mystic Key? Yes, it is locked by the Mystic Key. Because, of course, it is. Right, so there are several doors across the bottom that were locked by the Mystic Key, so let's have a look around that sort of middle region a bit more. Nice. Looks like we're stronger than that. Apparently not. That's okay. That means everyone will focus on the blood bones. Lovely. Lovely one round clear, everyone. Alright, so what have we got going on in the middle? Absolutely nothing. Okay, well, I guess we just have to do this by methodical process of elimination then. And hopefully without dying, because we're starting to get a little bit short on stuff. Yeah, okay, so cottage we can only use outdoors. But that is a full heal if we do that. Oh, chest. 385 gil. Okay, so we have missed a few things. Uh-oh. Pistol demons, which totally aren't mind flares. Honest. Absolutely honest. Totally, definitely not mind flares. No, sir. No, sir, because we know that the Dungeons & Dragons people are quite protective of their property, so these most definitely are not mind flares. No, 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 no. And ow! Any passing resemblance to mind flares is entirely unintentional. Unintentional, I mean, I said. That's what I said. Right, you keep fighting. You can cure yourself. You can race. Oh no! Get up! That's not a lot of hit points. And I have no means of curing them. Well, good luck, everybody! Oh well. That's that, isn't it? This is one thing I do quite like about these early ones. There's a real kind of sense of achievement when you make it through a dungeon, because there's often a really difficult encounter like that towards the end of a dungeon when you're all absolutely exhausted. You obtain the crown! Marvellous. Right. Well, let's go back to Elfheim and rest, and then we will call that for this episode before we move on to taking this back where it's supposed to be. Question is, where is the way back up? I don't really know why characters being out of sync with each other in terms of level ups bothers me so much. Because... uh-oh. Because there's a lot of RPGs out there that start you with characters who are all at varying stages of progression. Where's the way up? I'm just going to have to run from fights at this point. It's because 10 hit points is not a good place to be. Run, please. Thank you. Run! No! Oh, if I die after doing all that shit, I'm going to be very upset. I'm gonna die, aren't I? I don't like this. Where's the way up? Where is the way up? I thought it was over on the right somewhere. No! Oh, no. Well, I guess this is as good a place as any to finish for today. What I'll do is off camera, I'll get back to where we were, and yeah, we can hopefully not make a complete mess of it. Anyway, as always, on that cheery note, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. Be sure to check out moegamer.net for new articles on Japanese and Japanese-inspired video games, new and old, every weekday. Every month, Moegamer features an in-depth exploration of an individual game or series as its cover game, so be sure to check the archives to see if your favourite has had a deep dive yet. If you'd like to support the site directly, please consider becoming a patron or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.